What's wrong with you guys? When is this gonna end?
You should date me because I'm so far out of your league, you would be lucky to date me. Hi, I'm Elizabeth. Call me Beth only. What kind of man am I looking for? I really don't know. Hopefully, a good one. I have never been in love with anybody before. I don't even love my parents or any of my siblings. But every guy I've ever dated has been madly in love with me. And you will be in love with me too. My dream first date is go to a restaurant, get me drunk. You could see if you could keep up. I do smoke cigarettes, yeah, but I don't care if you smoke cigarettes. The key to a good relationship with me is giving me space. I have a lot of pet peeves, but my biggest one is leaving wet towels on the ground. I don't believe in soulmates. I don't really think all people have souls. I like guys who are scared of me. Let's have fun.
You're not my buddy.
Oh, back with a vengeance.
Wait a minute. Hold up. That intro, you know, Beth has never met a mastering engineer she never loved, right? That's the thing, right?
Fair enough. But you know, there's new. You know, I've been my eyes and ears on the ground, and there's a new channel. I'm gonna shout her out. I don't know her. Jen's Addiction, and I heard it's like blood in the water. There's a new female in the vinyl community, and everyone is talking, and she does a nice job on her channel. And I just thought, you know what? We need to elevate and encourage top tier females to continue to join our ranks. And Beth was the first person I found online. Clearly, the number is out of order, so I would recommend not trying to call 454 UHQR. I mean, try it, but we take no responsibility for what you may find or who you may encounter on the other end. But that's what we do. It's been a minute. Surface Noise back. I took a little bit of a hiatus. Had some stuff going on, and the VC Social Club on Mondays definitely picked up the slack. In fact, I think 2 weeks ago I was looking out. I made my maiden voyage over to the VC Social Club, and the water was warm and the water was nice. And then you guys held it down again this week. So welcome. And then we have a returning champion. We have a new contestant to the Surface Noise dais. And like always, John Bong will be here or not be here, or Jose may join us, but we'll see. So obviously you can see this is taking place at the last Blockbuster Music on Earth. You wouldn't believe the discounts. So many discounts in the bargain bins here at Blockbuster Music. But this is Surface Noise. Enough of the bad jokes. We've got hot takes aplenty.
What, you want more bad jokes?
Well, listen, this is 2 weeks.
I called Beth's number, and she sent me a text. She says the next UHQR is going to be this one right here.
Oh, Fremer. Oh, my gosh. Well,
you know, this one's hot, too, you know. Mastered by Ryan K. Smith, you know. You're definitely going to have all your jokes with the boosted bass and mid-range on this one. All right.
Well,
can't wait.
Who says Christmas in July? Because we're technically still in July. There are such things as Christmas in July. Wow. I don't even know how to recover from that. Because I already had a spoiler alert in one of our segments. I'm going to actually show something that involves that very record. So, I mean...
You did not find that out west, did you?
Oh, no. I mean, it's probably there somewhere. But no, I avoided two central things in all the travels. I avoided jazz, and I avoided oddball. Even though some oddball did find me, and maybe I think I brought one of those up. Anywho, Surface Noise back in the building. Thanks for joining us. The room is filling up with only the best peanut gallery in this side of the vinyl community. We already got some commentaries. Beth is really red hot. Joey Tavares says Beth seems to be a catch. Accurate. Oh, Groove Seeker is even coming. This woman is just mad she was kicked out of Till Tuesday. Okay. High probability. Elliot says she's sacred. I'm just going to say it scares. She scares the heck out of me. Elliot, have no fear. Surface Noise is here. Richards, Vinyl Tap House, who I met over the weekend, said, "Ooh, Kink Night in the VC." Exactly. This is a new direction.
This is
New direction. We're trying. Listen, we're trying to get all new eyeballs on the program. Dr. Johnny Fever, your ears must have been burning. We mentioned you earlier. Says, was that Lita Ford's sister? Rita Ford. Rita Ford making an appearance this evening. And Bobby Gass speaks for so many. He says, LOL, stupid chick. So Bobby, you don't want to go out with our friend Beth, I guess is what I'm picking up there. I'll be darned. And High Rank District is right. High Rank District, Tom. A top tier female would have nothing to do with us. Truer words have never been said. There's so many questions. I'm getting hit with these questions. BK Loyal, did I enjoy my LA Sausage Fest? Well, maybe we'll talk about that. I really think I need to do like a video. I think I need to do like a video recapping all the sausagery. Is that the word? Sausagery. And I'm gonna probably do 2 videos. I've got enough content for 2 videos. But anyway, Alan says it for the rest of us. Let's get this party started. Concert Buddy at the 1s and 2s. Let's do some introductions as I take this off my screen. He is the guy, the big man, the man in the middle. 6 foot something. Couple hundred and something in the low post. You know him as a Groove Seeker. I know him as Big Chris. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Hey, Concert Buddy. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for making the time. And then the self-anointed and self-described and often referred to in hate discords, the VC villain, Jason Rojas. Good evening.
You know, I'm a hero of all VC people here. I mean, the chat could verify that, you know. Ask my PR, Mazzy, right? He'll let you know.
Oh, no. And then returning champion, guest hosting, guest participating. You know him, you love him, you want to have a drink with him. I have had a drink with him. I think I've had a couple drinks with him. It's Alex, the channel is Beer and Vinyl. Alex, aloha, sir.
Hey, good to be here. You know, always a fan of showing up and supporting all the great work you do here, buddy. So thanks for the invites. I will contribute what little I have to the show and the world generally speaking. Thank you.
Well, listen, as the chairman of the show of record talking about records, I appreciate any kind of flattery you want to extend my way. So thank you, Alex. That's one of the 5 reasons you got invited. I'll tell you the other 4 as we go through the evening's broadcast. And then
hold on, before we continue, we got to talk about my shirt really quick here because I don't know if people are going to notice it. But
hang on, I got to make you big for this. Hang on, visually impaired, you're going to have to describe it. Be real descriptive.
Thank you. This is really for Rojas because I know he's a big Bon Jovi fan. But, if you can see what we have here, we have a whoa. We're halfway there. Whoa, lemon on a pear.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
So I just want to
Bravo, sir.
That's priceless.
remember when you invite me back for that. Thank you.
I'm going to remember that, but I don't need to sidetrack this important presentation. But can we finally settle the misrepresentation of the word "whoa"? What is the right spelling? I was brought up on the mean streets as WHOA. Do we have? But yet on Alex's shirt here, it's WOAH. How did this happen? And who is responsible?
Well,
Any
who's
idea?
right? More
Who's
importantly.
right? I'm right. Yes. Thank you. Yes. There's only one correct answer, and that is our debuting member of the dais. You've probably seen him in various regions of the VC proper, probably the Westman stream. He's been there several times, and he is hopefully not going to ruin his reputation on this presentation.
Or be ruin yours. So
doubtful, sir. Jefferson, and the channel is, I'm wearing the shirt because I'm a total mark, to Blandia. Good evening, sir.
thank you for having me. It's really great to be here. Hey, everybody.
Appreciate it. And best backdrop. Look at that. You got palm trees and vegetation. Like, guys, Jason's wall of wow fails to compare to Mother Nature. I got to be honest. I mean,
if you can't compete with Jason, who has the ever-changing wall of wow, right? He has a Brazilian week, and then he has like what? Okay, so I'll just settle. I got my new fits, and then that's my neighbor's vegetation over there. So I'm the best of both worlds. I take advantage of all of his lovely effort in the garden, and I just gonna hang out here. Notice I'm not showing you my yard though.
Fair enough. Appreciate it. All right. Well, gallery, I think it's about time to get started. Holy cow, Ron Beaudry's here. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Ron, this is a surprise appearance. Kimbo, I saw. Dana Kimbowitz is here. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, no. This is all Joey Lawrence's fault. I just can't believe this. But that's probably where it started, BK, because Joey Lawrence made quite the career on saying whoa on everyone's favorite sitcom, Blossom. Who can forget the episode where Blossom lost her virginity and had to tell Joey and her dad? That was incredible television, I tell you. All right, enough of that stuff. Let's talk about records. So our lead topic, and I apologize. Someone volunteered this one up, and if you're here, tell me and slap me in the virtual face. But I thought this was a good kind of segue or good lead off, because as we're chasing these trusty, mostly black pieces of vinyl gold, black wax, I should say.
Blacks.
I had to clarify. It's interesting because, some people use a term and call it, man, rare. That's a record so rare. But it kind of bleeds over into what we'll call the collectible space, because as I'm sure you guys see this when you go into your locals or you travel abroad, a lot of record stores kind of partition the wall of wow, the things that, look but don't touch unless you got, deep pockets. And some of them I've noticed are really leaning into the collectible. They call it the collectible section, collectibles, et cetera, et cetera. So thought that would be a good place to start our return after a couple weeks. Alex, I'd be remiss to say, because you had said, I don't know if I can hang, but I'm going to start with you because you've seen me in action bartering for a measly $5 off at RPM in Columbus, Ohio. So you've
forgot
seen
me. He hasn't forgot it either.
I'm sure there's probably my picture is printed up and I'm one of those guys behind the cash register. But first of all, where do you land on this? Like, if there's a record that's extremely, let's start with unique, do you call it rare? Is it a collectible record? Let's kick it off with you, and if you want to eject on this one, we'll pass it around.
No, it's actually perfect to start with me because it's only going to get better after. You're right. I mean, I will preface it too with like, is there truly a record that is rare anymore, right? In the sense that, now versus what it was even 30, 40 years ago, you can just buy whatever you want now. If you got enough, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you got enough money, you can just buy whatever record you want. And so, is it only really rare if it's not anywhere on Discogs or anywhere on eBay, or you can't find it anywhere, and then you're the only person who knows about it? But then if it's that rare, chances are that nobody else knows about it except like you and your 4 friends. But so yeah, I always think about that, especially with record stores now that have not adapted to the fact that places like Discogs or eBay exist. Like, I think we still go into a lot of places where they still operate on this idea that like this is the only place you can shop, sort of thing. So I don't know. I'll let the people duke it out when it comes to rare versus collectible. Do you want me to show a record, buddy? Do you want me to show some records?
Of course. Listen,
right, let's show a record.
Program. Let's go.
Unlike the rest of the panel, okay, I'm not like shopping around for like an OG recovering the satellites like Buddy over there is.
Uh-oh.
Although I will say,
shots fired.
Whoa, wow,
I will say
that was
the
cold.
reissue of that record is an expensive record now. I do have that.
Jefferson, does this shirt abstain shots and bows and arrows like this? Because I don't want to start showing. I don't want to start leaking on screen. I'm taking these shots.
It does have some protective qualities, but they only work to a certain extent.
Sure. I was like, you don't want to leak on screen. That's all I know. Anyway, so I don't have, my collection. Like, I don't have like that, whatever, 1994 original press or some wild and crazy psychedelic record from 68 that's worth $1 gazillion. What I will say, though, on records that I feel are both rare and collectible, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're valuable, because people got to be willing to pay for those different things. I have found a lot of enjoyment in finding, bands that I love, and then like digging deeper and finding the bands that members of that band were in before and or after.
Yep.
So both these records I think are pretty cool. I'll show this one first. Again, this is, I don't know what this is worth, maybe $75, if that, I don't know. But it's the band American Blues, Do Their Thing. Does anybody know this band? So you had Billy Gibbons, who was in what? Moving escalators, scooting sidewalks, moving elevators, whatever that was called, right? This was the band that Frank Beard, Dusty Hill were in before ZZ Top. So while everybody's fresh on their ZZ Top, dare I say, boners, so that we can all listen to Recycler and High Fidelity, because that's what we've all been asking for.
Boy, the shots just keep on coming, Rhino.
I show up on the stream on a quarterly basis, and this is why. But again, it's cool, right? Now, this was on Uni, which is cool, I guess. And it doesn't really matter because it's not one of these white label promos. And if it's not a white label promo, does it even matter? No, I say. But it does have that guy on it. But again, I think it's cool because it's like, I didn't, these two guys are in this band. They obviously meet up with Billy Gibbons a little bit later and all that type of stuff. So it's cool. And it is what it sounds like, man. I mean, American Blues is a pretty bad name for a band, but honestly, it's what it sounds like, man. It's just good.
Alex, we got a question. This is Herc. He says, "Is that good? I have never heard of it. Can you give it an endorsement? I must be good if you own it, right?"
When has that ever impacted any of us?
Follow-up question: do they play American Blues on that record? Just gotta ask.
It's more British blues, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is what it is. And I'll show this one too, just because I'm here. This one's significant. I think this is a great record for about $10. One of my favorite bands is Jellyfish. You all might know them because apparently they reissued some records that sounded awful, so you better just not buy them. But also, I love Jellyfish. I love those two records they put out. They're absolutely amazing. But Andy Sturmer and Roger Manning were in a band before Jellyfish called Beatnik Beach. This is proto Jellyfish, if you will. Buddy, let's take a look at that cover, would you?
I mean, it's a cello and a diminutive American or human.
Diminutive American?
Well, I don't know what's the correct terminology. A small person?
Wasn't he later in it's either Wee Man from Jackass, or was it the guy that was in? This was Kid Rock's DJ, right?
Oh no, Joe C. No, Joe C. was really small. He was. You could roll it off and smoke.
What's the album called? Bikini Beach.
Beatnik Beach, but spelled like biatch.
Beatnik Bitch. I'm confused.
Biatch. Is it biatch? I can't tell. And
Yeah, I mean, you're talking. This is not an expensive record. Came out in like 88, 80, something like that.
Alex, Kimbo needs to know: does it come with a poster? Can you...
No.
Oh, Kimbo, take it off the list. Take it off.
But if it did, it would be like the size of a postcard. So. Anyway, so there you go. I'm out.
Wait. Well, hold up. Does that thing sound like Jellyfish or what?
Similarly. So it's Andy Sturmer, who's the same singer. One of the greatest front men in drummer history. And then you had Roger Manning on keyboard. So it's not as glimmery and as perfect as Jellyfish is, but you definitely. It's Andy Sturmer singing, so like it sounds like Jellyfish in that way, in the same sort of power poppy alternative sort of world. So
can you show the back cover? Oh my gosh, what's going on there?
I mean, you got a beach, you've got abandoned hats. Are those Stetsons? I can't tell what kind of hats those are. I mean,
now most importantly, this is in the shrink with the hype.
There's no price sticker.
Yeah, there's no price sticker.
Right. So if there's this price sticker on it,
no price sticker.
you're gonna at least double or triple the price.
It's a 2-time multiplier for sure.
They did one record before this that I think is better. It was on a smaller independent label out of I think San Francisco, but this is on Atlantic, I think. So yeah, it's cool though. I mean, again, it's funny, you find original Jellyfish. Those original Jellyfish records I have a belly button promo an original, but I should have showed that. Ugh. Anyway, it's good stuff for like a $15 record.
I dig it. I dig it. All right.
So I mean, would those be rare or collectible? That's the question.
This is neither. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you for coming, though, Jason. Appreciate you.
All right. Well, Groove Seeker, what are your thoughts on this rare versus collectible? And is it a little? There's like a gray area. Is it kind of like those old science charts where there is a little bit of there's a neutral zone where this topic lands?
Yeah, I don't want to steal Jeffrey's thunder from his comments backstage, but I'm on the same page he's on. You could be both, but I'm thinking about this. I think rare applies to vintage records, and I think it's rare because it could be like a small press, a limited press, a private press, but it also could be most of the physical copies were destroyed over time, or they're not playable, and that adds to the rarity because the physical available count is down, right? I think now when we have like a rare record that comes out, I think they manufacture scarcity. Like if a label puts out a 300 or a 500 variant, like by nature that's rare, but it doesn't mean the same to me. Collectible is a whole different ballgame. Like to me, collectible is like butcher covers collectible, but I don't think the butcher covers are rare. I think those are. I think I see.
Yeah,
them
wasn't
everywhere.
there? I mean, correct my math. I thought I read one 75,000 or more, or was it 750,000? Like I think it's one of those.
What
kind of? Well, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I could be shooting off the wrong number there, but the butcher cover is one of these things that has created kind of a myth of its own. When it sounds like, depending on who you ask or where you look online, the totals may not be as elusive as are advertised.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
here you on
and
the
it's
group.
like, you go to a record show and that's on somebody's wall. It's at every show, no matter how big or small the show is. The Velvet Underground banana cover is at every show, and like coming into this as a kid, you're like, oh, that's a rare record. It's really not. You see them everywhere. Maybe the condition being great makes it collectible, right? Collectible has value associated with it. But that's kind of where I kind of fall on this. Like I wish John Bong was on because I'm gonna plug one of his records here, the Stevie Road.
Let's plug it. Hang on, we're gonna bong you up. We're gonna make you. Here we go.
This is Aurora Central Records here. Put this out. To me, this is a rare record. He pressed under 300, but is it collectible? Not yet. But
it is now.
There's only 300 of them. So doesn't that make this rare? Like it's kind of a funky thing to kind of think about. But I also think these terms are marketing from like the seller's perspective, which is fine too, right? But I think my definition, what I consider rare and collectible, differs from maybe what is generally accepted. That's what I'm getting at.
All right, Jefferson, it's your time to shine, because as I was looking who to bring into the Surface Noise orbit outside of wearing your shirt today, I want to bring in a point of view because obviously we've been at the same record show and have been talking about like some of the crazy stuff we were seeing on the different walls and the Brazilians and this, that, or the other. So kind of walk us through where you land on, I mean, if you're describing something that is scarce, are you just leaning in and calling it a rare record? Or, I mean, is a rare record a collectible record or not? Where do you land on this?
Okay, well, I mean, I think like you're saying earlier, there's like a Venn diagram, right, where it's rare and collectible. I think you kind of can differentiate between something could be collectible, right? Like say Velvet Underground with the banana, right? But it's not necessarily rare, right? There's a lot of them out there. They're collectible, but they're not necessarily rare. Same thing with say the first Blonde on Blonde with the models.
Claudia,
Claudia, yeah, exactly. So, that's collectible, right? Because it was the first one that had to get pulled because they changed it. Well, take the RL out of the equation. But anyway, those are examples of things that are definitely collectible, but not necessarily rare, because Bob Dylan was well established at the time, so they did an initial run. It was several thousand. So I don't know. I think you can get into that differentiation. And then, unfortunately, especially if you like buy or sell records, or you're just trying to, make your collection better, or, you have to work, cost comes into play, right? So some of these collectible records, like the early Bob Dylan or the Banana album, those can be pricey depending on condition, right? And so
Sure.
that can enter into it also. Yeah, so I think it, and it also can be like, is it a white label promo or not? You know, was the cover done a certain way, and the time was risque, but now it's kind of no big deal. For example, and this kind of checks a couple of these boxes. So original Alice Cooper, right?
Yep.
Love it to death. With the risque,
The fingers. Yeah.
with the finger, but it's on the straight label, which was Frank Zappa's label. So, Zappa sort of introduced Alice Cooper to the world, and then he took off. Then the rest of the pressings came on Warner. So, and then but this is on the straight label, right? If you can see that, it's also a promo. So it's rare because it's collectible, because it's on the straight label, and it's valuable, let's say, more than normal, because it's a promo. So I just bring that. Oh, and then, like, okay, is it the cover, right? Because it just got reissued, as a Rhino Hi-Fi, right? So is it valuable? Maybe the promo to a certain extent. Does it sound good because it's the earlier pressing? Yeah, probably. But no offense, Jason, the Kevin Gray
Oh no!
version,
Oh, what are we doing here? I heard this.
Sorry, buddy.
I heard two words here.
but
Boosted bass.
it smokes the OG. It smokes the promo, and but it's a $40 record. So I don't know. I bring up all these characteristics just to say, who fucking knows? And it depends on the situation at the time.
Well,
Sorry.
one thing I do know is the next Jason Rojas shootout is going to be the Alice Cooper OG versus.
Right. Dedicated to Jefferson. Right?
Thank you, sir.
I like
Appreciate
it.
it.
Well, that's
It's
a great
an honor
segue.
just to be mentioned.
Love it. Well, that's a perfect segue, because now, Mr. Rojas, where do you land on this? Because we've, in our little chats and group chats, and when we've been out at the shows together, I mean, there's some hard to find records.
Correct.
Are they rare? Are they
Right.
collectible? A little bit of both. What say you?
All right, we'll show one, since Alex and Jefferson had showed some cool ones,
All
right?
right, let me find
I'll
it.
take it behind from the wall here, right?
On the ready.
Oh Jesus!
Oh shoot! You changed your
Okay.
mind.
Oh God!
Okay. Now I'm going to
Come
show
on.
this record. The record is called Thrillington. Does anyone in the chat know this record? Okay. Anyone on the panel know this record?
No, man, I'm not a genuine record collector, so I don't know what that is.
Okay. Okay. So, Beatnik Beach.
Alex is pulling an Elliott move where he just shows the last record he had.
It's the same person on the cover.
Oh, Mazzy's talking about himself, but hold up here.
Come on.
So, Thrillington was the orchestrated version of Ram that Paul McCartney did in 1971, except it was not released in 71. He held off till 77. Now, why did he hold off? Because this record sucks, bro.
Oh, no.
Okay?
Oh, no.
Okay?
Boom.
Like, I don't know. Even when this came out in 77, I don't think it attracted any attention, right? You got to think about it. What was going on with the Beatles in 77? Like, Ringo wasn't going to release a disco record. I mean, maybe he should have. Man, tough crowd here. But you can tell that's him, right? Like, I'm pretty sure. Like, there's Paul McCartney in the...
And that's not the guy they replaced him with, right? Because I know
That is the guy they replaced him
That's
with.
the guy they replaced him with, because I know it's been proven is true.
He's the real goat, the real Ram here. Right. Like, the orchestra are, like, confused. Like, wait, did he just ask us to play Imagine? Didn't that other dude write that? Oh, boy.
I mean, I'm getting Emperor Palpatine vibes with that artwork. I mean, that's pretty bold. That's a pretty bold look.
Now, so Elliot is asking, can you show Elliot's
I
comment, Council
can.
Buddy?
He's saying, why the heck do you still have it, Jason? Sell it. Be done with it. Sorry, Elliot. That's my.
That's amazing.
This is
Wow.
Foghorn
That is-
Leghorn over here.
We're actually waiting.
I'm
Right.
sorry, Jason. As a Western North Carolina native, that is unacceptable. That is not how he sounds. That is not how Western North Carolina sounds. I'll let it slide this one
Fair enough,
time.
Jefferson.
This one time.
Respect. Like I said, that was a terrible piss poor impersonation. Yes.
So now-
it's all good.
So now this is begging the question here. Is this album rare or collectible? And we're dealing with the semantics, right? Because again, this was not a top seller in 77, right? Most people didn't even know it, other than Mazzy and maybe Wyoming Dave. I don't know, man. So Richard's Final Tap House, is it worse than Driving Rain? Nothing is worse than Driving Rain. This is oh my gosh.
It's trash.
I like Driving Rain. What the hell's going on here, man? Come on. If John Lennon was still alive, he'd probably prefer Driving Rain. Is Trippy? Well, I don't know. He looks pretty stoned to me, Vinyl Kicks.
So this kind of has me think about something else. Can a popular artist record be so bad and so novel that that's the collector's aspect of it?
Well, any Beatles obsessed fan, you've got them on a stranglehold, right?
True.
They wouldn't care. They had to have it, right? So I showed this to Groove Seeker, I think, Monday? And he'd never heard of it. And you were like, can we hear this? And I was like, get ready, And we listened to it. And again, recorded in 71, released in 77. And it was just what is this? Even John Lennon had the foresight to not release an orchestrated version of Imagine or Plastic Ono Band. Even that would have been fun, though. But still.
What really pains me about this
was-
record...
Oh, go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Real quick, what really pains me about this record is I heard it Monday night, and I just recovered from it prior to this streaming.
Oh my gosh!
I just forgotten about it about an hour ago, man.
You were probably shocked, when it was on the wall. You're like, "What the hell?"
So Mazzy is saying it was made for his dad. Is that really this is some kind of pet project that was it supposed to see the light of day in the ears of many, or was it just something that he's Paul McCartney and he wanted to do it and he can do it?
I think maybe a bit of both, but any obsessed Beatle fan can make up any reasons why this album's great, right? Or rare or collectible. You see where I'm going at here, right? You invent these words, right? Dr. Johnny Fever, PTSD.
Yeah. We have terrible health benefits here at Surface Noise, so we're not going to be able to help the Groove Seeker with this ailment, but we're going to try. We're going to try to talk through it tonight for sure.
It hurt.
It's a tough one.
I mean, he recorded under an alternative name, and he even wrote the liner notes underneath a different character himself.
Yes.
Right. So it's
well, you know who else did that, boys? May I bring you Chris Gaines, better known.
Oh, here we go.
Star maker Garth Brooks. Okay.
I'm just saying, Garth, if you're watching this stream, release that baby on RSD 2025. Right, please.
Black Friday with black eyeliner coming at you. Let's go.
2,500 copies only.
Yeah. 2,750. We need to be more succinct.
Right, black with white swirl vinyl, colored vinyl only, okay? And make sure all of them are warped. Don't worry about the QC, right?
Just rush them to market the Record Store Day way. There is the Record Store Day soiree going on. I did see that in my social feed. I don't know when. I don't know where. I don't know who went. All I know is a couple stores I follow.
It's in New Orleans. Some of the local stores here went to it.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So hopefully, if they're still on the ground in New Orleans, they'll pick up the Chris Gaines request.
Yep,
and bring it.
I'll make sure they hear it. I'll text them after we're done.
Attaboy. Jefferson, my man, coming through. Alex, what do you got?
Well, I was going to add, and I should have showed this earlier, and I'm so sorry. We got Jefferson flexing with his thumb, all this thumb cover.
Take it easy.
That's we got all these
family friendly.
We got Jason, the other Badfinger fan in the VC with his ass behind him. All the different things we love, but. in a perfect segue, because I forgot to show this, and we know this record is both rare and very collectible. In fact, I have an extra copy here. I'd be willing to let go of it for anybody out there. I'll write rare and collectible on a sticky note. $300, it's yours. And here's the segue, buddy. From one Gaines to another Gaines, man. From Chris Gaines to Steve Gaines. Y'all got the flames. I mean, it's rare and collectible. Now, did you know that this is a photo they took after they crashed, and they're all on fire right now? If you did not know that, but I mean, the rarest and most collectible $15 record in the world.
Yeah, that one.
Now,
I will
say though, I will add, because people do forget about this, that upside down. Really, the cover is only part of it. It's if you can find it complete with all the inserts and all the fun stuff that came with it. Is the important.
I was going to, sorry to interrupt, Alex. I was just going to say, if you can find one with the insert to order the T-shirts and join the fan club, then it becomes a $20 record.
That's right. That's right.
Big time.
We call that a level up. We call that a level up here, guys.
Exactly. I believe though, they called it like the survival kit or something, which is kind of
wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Savage,
my
savage.
gosh.
Now, Tom High District is here, and he, a man known for having the hottest of takes, says the hottest rare and collectible vinyl right now, is an intact 2025 Beatles and mono box set. Could be.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Now I feel like I'm jumping in here. I have not found a single person who experienced this. I haven't heard or seen anybody talk about this. Did anybody get the Beatles set and get like back ordered?
I've heard some stories about it.
So they sent me an email that said, "Sorry, it's not coming this week. You have to. It'll come in September at some point. You have to click here to confirm that you still want it, and if you don't, you'll lose it."
That's a terrible trick. Oh man!
Right, and I'm the only one I've heard that has had that experience.
Well, I actually did, Alex. I had the same thing. I had the email. The email came through. Do you want it? September 25th. Do you want it? You got to click yes. I clicked yes, and then like 4 or 5 days later, I got an email saying it shipped, but there was no tracking, and then suddenly out for delivery. And then it shows up on my doorstep. So, and then I have my friend, Vinyl Cowboy down in Florida. He had the same thing too. He had the same thing happen, but I don't think he's gotten his yet. So I have no idea, but I heard a lot of people got the same email and then got the records within a week. So.
Listen, we've got good news.
Nice.
Friend of the show, Chase of Chasing Records, said all 4 of his boxes came in. So great news. When we spend most of our lives living in a flipper's paradise, Chase was taken care of first and foremost. So shout out to you, sir.
I mean, I might have to sell my flames to afford the box. So
wow, that's wild. Well, I guess I should count my blessings. I didn't have a delay. I got mine. I unpacked it, and like a lot of people, I put it right on my shelf to be listened to at a later date because I have a lot of cleaning ahead of me. It's 14 discs. That's that's some work.
I've got 4 crates of cleaned records right now.
Oh no!
It's total first world problem to have, but
absolutely.
No, it makes a difference. It's like I'd like to listen to that, but it's like way behind in the queue. I don't know.
Hang on a second. Caesar's here. He said, and great guy, by the way. I got to spend a lot of time with him in LA. Said Frank, better known as Mr. Sticker Mania, also got the same email. Listen, if Frank is not getting prioritized, there's something wrong with this Beatle world. And a jabroni like me, who is just I'm at the ass chaps of Beatle fandom, and Frank got the delay email. I don't like to hear that. That's Beatles do better. Beatles Inc. do better.
It just sucks they're taking the Thurlington out of it for people. People are really excited to get that
one in. Yeah,
but it wasn't in mono. That's got to be an explanation, right? That's got to be stereo. It has to be.
Sorry, guys. I've been completely more or less offline for the last 3 or 4 days. What is the deal? They use the stereo head to cut it mono. I mean, what is the complaint actually? And wasn't the 2014 done the same way?
Oh, I don't know. Does anybody know that? I haven't watched these comparisons.
Okay.
I blocked all Beatles mono videos.
I thought I saw some chatter about the mono was cut with the stereo head and it's controversy, and it's like, wasn't it always done that way? Anyway, never mind.
Haven't heard. I will give the community credit. The vinyl community, I'm giving you some flowers. There was a concern that there would be just my feed or all our feeds would be just filled up with review videos. And to be honest with you, I've seen less than a handful of people just showing it off. I know Andrew from Parlogram did his, which should totally make sense. But I can probably count on one hand the ones that have infiltrated my feed, which I appreciate. So I think that potentially we overshot the expectation.
You can look forward to mine in November.
In November, well, see, the year's not over yet. So then, when these back ordered ones come through, and the September surprise happens, then and only then will my feed
came off a cold stamper.
Yes. Now, hang on, man. I think Mazzy probably knows this one. He said exactly like the 2014 mastered monocut with a stereo head, just like the 2014.
Okay, then no controversy, or manufactured only.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And Vinyl and Kicks, this is a good segue off of this topic. He agrees Beatles records are for flipping. Oh, man. Dig it. Oh, hang on a second. When you say Beatles, I say what? When you say Beatles, I say
Bong.
Bong. John Bong, hello.
I thought this shit was right now, not an hour ago.
Jose, we're going to crowdsource a watch, or potentially a personal alarm, a personal assistant who will wake you up or guide you to the laptop of your choice for this presentation.
Yes.
What was your signal? No one was reading the group chat. You're like, where is everybody?
Well,
Let me look how many posts there are. Jose trashing today's UHQR announcement, and
I was in the meeting. Someone was here at the house. I was in the meeting.
That's a very viable excuse, and it's all good. No sweat, because you're just in time to close this out, Jose. What does a rare record mean to you versus a collectible record, or is there a difference?
Of course, there's a difference. I think not all rare records are collectibles, and not all collectibles are rare records. You know why? Because they are expensive records that people like to collect. Like, for example, the Led Zeppelin one, Turquoise. There's like 20 copies for sale on Discogs right now, but if you want to spend whatever the fuck it goes for, that's another thing. But that's a collectible. It's not a rare record. I mean, there are, a lot of records available for purchase, or talking about the Beatles, the Butcher cover. There's a lot of them. There's way more than one would think. But it's a collectible record. It is expensive. But there are a lot of non-expensive records that are extremely hard to get. Which so I don't necessarily think they go together. They could be, some stuff could be collectible in the sense that you're trying to get all the records from a band. Let's say like
completist, sure, yep.
If you're like a Black Sabbath fan, you're like, oh, I want to get the Tony Martin records that only came out in Brazil and late 80s, early 90s. That's collectible, and it is rare, but I wouldn't call it like an extremely rare record. It's just expensive now, I guess.
I dig it. Now, before we get off this topic, when I posted this in our burgeoning social media feed, I was sent from the fine folks at VMG Vintage Media Grading, who has been on Vinyl Community Podcast. We're not going to talk about slabbing, Tom. It's okay. You don't have to turn us off. High Rant District, stick with me on this. He had shared a tool that they're developing, and this isn't a promo. This is an awareness piece because I do think it has work to do. But let me share this real quick because I thought this was an interesting, at least, direction that they're trying to take things. All right, so on the screen, this is their website. The header is data-driven vinyl collecting is here. I'm not going to read everything because, that would be terrible podcasting. But the long and the short of it is they're trying to create a tool that will develop what they're calling a VMG collectability tier. And if you've been with us since the beginning, which I know Jose has not, but
what?
The good news is, I gave a tease. And if you've been paying attention, you probably know what record I'm going to demonstrate the collectability tool. One, because one of the variables in the collectability is how many VMG slabbed records there are of this particular title. Okay.
Wait a minute. What is this? Didn't
Oh.
VMP also come up with their own collectability score calculator? Why
You're
didn't they?
getting the wrong acronym. VMG,
Sorry.
not
Sorry.
VMP. All right.
Sorry.
So I'll leave a link in the show notes if you're morbidly curious or not. But you do have to kind of go off site and look for the artist. As you can see, I did know that there is one record by the immortal Michael Fremer that has been slabbed. And I know this because this took place in Austin, and Baraka P-Dub, Paul, shout out, got the album graded. The only one, mind you. Hard to believe, but there's only been one graded Michael Fremer I Can Take a Joke record, and it graded out at a 5.5 VGG, no pluses. So you take this information along with, you go to Discogs. Again, this is a part I think that they're only kind of leaning into Discogs, and that's obviously just one source of data. That's only one data set. But I already filled this out for the sake of time. There's 25 people have this record on their 25 have. I'm assuming Jason is one of them, maybe 2 copies. There's 96 people on Discogs who want this record, or at least admit to wanting the Michael Fremer record. Sadly, there's only one available. I believe it's in Italy. Maybe it's Arnaldo. Maybe Arnaldo is over there trying to sell the Michael Fremer record under a cloak of anonymity. But then you fill out this VMG slab count, and it does ask how many are graded 9 or higher. Sadly, this was a 5.5. So you hit the calculate tier button, and they have given this, the Michael Fremer record, a scarcity score of 84.75, defining it as ultra rare investment grade. So guys, seeing this and knowing how treasured and how desired the Michael Fremer record is, do you think this tool is the ultimate or could use a little tweaking? Guys, help me out.
No. I'm going to just say it off the bat. That Fremer record is rare and collectible because I said so. Okay? That changes everything, you know? And then I'm going to put like a shrink on it. I'm going to put an in-groove sticker on it. So that like just quadrupled the price.
Well,
You know?
unless it's a tower sticker from the 70s.
Do you think the Tower buyer brought Michael Fremer records in? That would probably be a fireable offense. You know, like you're going in the comedy section and you've got Richard Pryor, you've got Robin Williams, and then there's this guy Michael Fremer. Like, is it? No, probably.
I think the guy that brought him in, that was the last thing they did as an employee.
Right. They would have quoted John Bong. They're like, what is this shit?
What is this shit? Yes, sir.
So I have a question about this whole collectability thing. Obviously, it's in its infancy, and I agree it needs some tweaking. But what is the purpose of having yet another grading scale, VVG or whatever it was, or 9.5 out of 10? I mean, I can almost see the numeric scale, but there's very well established grading out there. There's Goldmine in the US, and you throw EX in for the UK and Europe, right? And so you're pulling from Discogs, right? And that's established grading scale. So why introduce this layer of complexity on top? I mean, I love data and I love to overcomplicate things, but I'm just like, what are you gaining from doing that other than like, okay, we got another grading scale now, and you know, it's not VG plus, it's VVG or whatever the hell it means. I'm just, you know,
Fair question.
I get the idea. I just think, you know, streamline it.
Yeah, I'm with you. And as part of the fanboy club of VG plus, I think that anything we can do to find some kind of continuity between all these, define, like you said, Jefferson, Goldmine is an established grading scale. I think the other one, did this guy use Goldmine? Or I think they use
Goldmine, yeah.
Yeah,
They
so,
use Goldmine, yeah.
So I think there's socially acceptable terms.
Allegedly.
But then obviously creative license takes root and people introduce ones and anyway. That's
just a couple, tough marks, but VG it wasn't play graded.
Ooh, but is it plus or is it plus?
You can feel the marks, but I still think VG
Okay.
I'll give you one extra plus, right? And
that's right.
And I'll give you one extra because then you can say that's EX, okay? And then that
translates,
okay?
Honestly, that's where I land. Like if it's VG plus, but you think it's like you're grading conservatively or someone might call it a near mint or something, that's fine. Like I think an One Plus, I'm okay with. I've noticed,
of course.
I noticed that it's like it's a run. It's like the Wheel of Fortune for the plus sign with some of these folks that say plus 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 plus. Like then what is it, guys? The VG plus is no longer a grade. Alex,
Just grade it VG plus and charge too much. I'd rather that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
while we're on the VG plus subject, which VG is, let's see it. That's the widest side of a barn scale.
Oh my gosh, it's so broad.
Among sellers and buyers, right? Whatever. But what happened like 6 months, a year ago? We started getting SVG. So what is? So is it? It's VG. No, it's strong VG. Oh, VG plus. Oh, no, not quite VG plus. It's strong VG.
I was going to be my question.
So it's VG. Well, no, or is it G plus? But you don't call it, or VG minus. Oh, okay, G plus. I mean, that I can live with. But then SVG. Come on. Sorry. Am I ranting?
Jefferson, what are you going to do when you're at it? What are you going to do when you're at a show and some 25-year-old kid whips out that app and he's like, man, you have this at $60, but according to my app, it's $47.99. Can we work something out? How are you going to react to that?
You're going to tell him it's SVG.
Yeah,
Therefore 60.
I usually, my default response to that is like, grab a stack and maybe we'll negotiate something. But, I try not to pull out Discogs in front of a dealer myself. But I mean, if I'm trying to figure out the pressing, then you have to. I don't know, $47.99 versus $60. Get the hell out of here,
Alex. I'm gonna go to you. You had your hand raised, and I'm sorry.
I was gonna ask what's a cleaner record, because I've seen VG plus or strong VG plus. I don't know what's better, what's cleaner.
No one does that. That is the beauty and the error and the.
If it's UVG Ultra,
that's
very
funny.
good. Right?
DVG Diamond, very good.
I'll say that I've gotten records as VG on Discogs because it says it had writing. Once I bought a record, it said it had writing on the cover, and then when I got the cover, the record was near mint, but it had a signature in Spanish. So I think the guy, didn't know what the fuck it was, and it was from the artist. So I got a signed record, and it was sold as a near mint. But for example, I don't know, I'm not to shit on anything, but for example, some people like it when they have like some radio shit on the cover, right? Some markings from some certain radios.
Love it.
They love it. So I personally fucking hate that shit when it has like tape or somebody wrote ass on it or something. So. I don't know. Is that still near mint if it has all that shit on it?
No. If it's been altered by the owner in any way, some people would put their, back in the day, they'd put their, for ownership,
even if it's
an address label. Like there's so many records I'll find, and they'll say Elmer's Glue 142 Blue Lane Paducah. You know what I mean? Like at some point they thought that was a good idea, and then you try to take that sticker off, and here comes half the cover. It looks like Alex's Tramp record.
Yeah.
Roof.
Lighter fluid won't work on those, and any of those like "Hello, my name is" type of sticker, those don't work either.
Yeah. So at that point,
that's the hard way.
Yeah, at that point, Jose, I'm downgrading that to a G minus plus. At that point, it's
even if everything is like perfect, just has that glue in a tape with some numbers somebody wrote on it. Yeah. All right.
I'm down.
It's because I sometimes I've only bought 2 or 3 records in my life that were G plus that I knew were G plus when I bought them, and it's always, I don't know if anybody here has ever done it, but you get a message from Discogs saying like, "Are you sure you want to buy this?"
Yeah.
Have you ever? No.
If it's a low grade like that, they give you the double affirmation. I mean, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate it because some people are like, they might think, oh, very good. That's amazing, right? It's very good.
I like that.
So
Richard's Vinyl Tap House says, "Can we just use R for roached?" See, I think that is parlance, and that is a vernacular that's socially acceptable. I hear many people say that it's a descriptive way to describe how a record is, but I don't know if I think we can't add that to the parlance. I don't know. All right, well, a little extra time before we run out hour one. Similar but different extension of this conversation, and we don't necessarily have to do show and tell for this, but as I was telling the guys before we started, the topic is that record is how much now? And where this came up from is I know some people don't like the band live at Kowalchuk and now assorted musicians, and that's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings. It takes me back to my college days in high school and, lost love and good songwriting, in my opinion.
Give me another popular song or artist who successfully used the word placenta in a pop song.
Ooh,
you can't do it.
I mean, Alex, that's actually, I like that. You're making my case. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that just blew my mind right there. I had to think about it. Wait a minute.
Falls to the floor, and you're like,
I don't know what that
means, but it sounds
scoring
bad.
at home, placenta was not on tonight's bingo card, so I apologize.
No,
if you want to write it in, feel free.
Bravo, sir.
Write in. So, Alex, hi, Mark. But the band live, I saw a notice this week that said that I think it's their fourth album, Distance to Here, is being reissued with the immortal track Dolphins Cry. Not good, not my favorite track, but it's being reissued now. If you are a huge live fan like I am, you know that the album originally came out on vinyl. 2017 was the first vinyl pressing, and they came out originally in 99, I want to say. But I have a copy of that, so I was like, oh, great. I don't need that. I like getting those where I'm like, great idea. More people can get it. I don't need that. So just out of morbid curiosity, I'm like, oh, I'm just curious what my copy from 2017 goes for. And this sumbitch is going for between $150 and $200. Holy smoke. So I saw this and I said, you know what? This is a great topic for not only Surface Noise, but for record collectors everywhere. So that's my contribution. We're going to go back through the dais. Rojas, what do you have? Do you have an example or just something to talk through of one that you recently knew you had, and then you couldn't believe what it's going for now? Kick it off.
Here we go. So this is My Bloody Valentine, Loveless. What year did this come out? 91? 1990?
91 or 93? 91.
91. So, yeah, it's got a split seam. I mean...
Arnaldo, don't watch. Arnaldo, don't watch.
But this thing is going for way too much money. Like, this is the original UK creation. I mean, this is crazy. Like, I can't even believe it. Like... Oh my gosh, mental jewelry.
Oh yeah.
Hold up. Can you make yourself big and just show that real quick?
Oh, of course I can. Listen,
wait a minute here.
Well, and matter of fact, did I bring both of them? No, my first one is a Brazilian, but yes, the same year that they redid. So they did some of the back catalog. So this is 2017 Mental Jewelry, first U.S. press.
Oh wow.
Purple vinyl, right? But they also did, and again, as the tease, Distance to Here, first time. Look at that. Look at that. I think it's a Japanese koi fish. Look at that. Yeah, orange vinyl. Happy. Sounds good enough. I know it's from digital. It's fine. But yeah, $150, $200. Make me an offer. No, just kidding. Anyway, back to our regular schedule program.
You hear the Dolphins Cry on that record?
Oh my gosh.
That's all right. Man, I'm just kidding.
Now see, Chance, I mean, if they reissue 5, then I'm all in.
Yeah, when Ed grew his hair back, yeah. Listen, when he did the song with Tricky, I'm all about it.
Wait, when he's rapping, so
Yeah.
I'm all in. If we so live, I mean, Ed, if you're watching us,
Ed, I know he's watching.
reissue 5, please.
Please,
That's it.
Thank you.
But
So-
this thing's going for too much money. Like I wouldn't say it's worth hunting down for this. Like honestly, you know.
So let me ask you this follow-up. Knowing that it's going for this crazy money right now, does that tempt you to get off of it and go the reissue route like has been known to happen sometimes?
Actually, I bought the reissue. It's over there. I'm going to compare it. It'll be the next shootout video because a friend, he was asking, like, I have the reissue. Do you have the original? And I was like, believe it or not, I have the original,
Well,
I
and the
could
recent
compare
reissue
it.
is an analog cut, isn't it?
Yeah. So we'll see, right?
I like it. All right, back through late to the party. but he's here now. John Bong, is there a record that you couldn't believe recently that you stumbled back across and like, oh yeah, I have that, and it was insane money? All right, he's gonna get Jefferson. We'll go to you as we wait for the Bonger to. Do you have a record that blew your mind recently that was going for what I'll call monopoly money when you had no idea that these things had appreciated in value so much?
There's probably quite a few, but I'm going to take this opportunity to piggyback on Jason, because he was talking about that My Bloody Valentine Loveless, and not this one. At a record show like 6-7 months ago, I had a copy of that. I had the UK, and I love the album, but it wasn't especially great sounding. But someone wanted it so bad they traded me this for it, which is the second press stereo.
Oh, the Elevators! Wow.
Yeah.
Switching.
So I was kind of shocked by that, but yeah, I don't know. It seems like I kind of know what things are going for when I buy them, because I buy them recently. Unfortunately, like I was saying earlier, I got a bunch of records to listen to, so I haven't been able to go back and revisit stuff. So, I mean, nothing blows me away except just clean originals just seem to be ratcheting up, especially anything somewhat desirable. So I don't know. Should have done more homework on that one. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. No, that's good, Jefferson. I appreciate it. All right, now he's back. Bonger is back.
My cat was
get that cat under control, my man. No, I'm just kidding. So what's one that has recently blown your mind that you can't believe it's gone up to this level of value?
Well, I'm going to show one from this year, which I got.
Sure. Let's do it.
This is a Mexican band called Porter. Came out in Record Store Day. This is the first time it's ever been pressed on vinyl, so that's that, I guess. But it has this like die-cut cover that you're supposed to color, right? White vinyl, self-release, and the cheapest it's ever been sold is $164. And the cheapest one right now is $260 for a record you didn't know existed 5 seconds ago. So yes, I was surprised because I was like, well, there's my cat. So I don't know. New music,
On cue. Wow, what a tale. Look at this. On cue. Now we've got animals in the presentation. Like this is going to be the show. No, don't attack him. Come on. Oh no.
He's 6 months old, so he's attacking
the wrong record. I can't believe it. All right, Groove Seeker. What's one that recently, either you stumbled on it or something you intentionally were looking up and it just blew your mind that the record was so valuable now?
I got a few. You want me to fire through them, or you want me to do one?
Let's rapid fire. Let's do it.
So I was doing this earlier before the show, and I was looking at like older records I have, and as I'm going through my Discogs, I'm finding like newer records that blew my mind. So I switched gears a bit. So this is Ryan Adams' Star Sign. This came out in 2024.
Okay.
There's 5 copies on Discogs right now for $125 minimum. The last 5 sales, $125, $170, $175, $169, and $228. This is a $35 record when it came out.
Wow. And why do you think that is? Is it because you think it is limited press, or?
Yeah, he's got no deal, so he's financing and pressing them himself.
Is it still on Pan Am? Is that still his label? Pan Am?
It's on Pax-Am. Yeah, it's on Pax-Am. So he's basically, he got beat up pretty bad. So he's financing, pressing them, and then once they sell out, they're done. And he doesn't reveal the numbers. I think he just once they're off the site, they're off the site. Next one, I guess I shouldn't be too shocked about this. This is an RSD release. But I might sell this. This Alice in Chains Sap.
Yeah, that blew up.
$100 plus, yeah.
This is crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, is this for real? Last few sales, 120, 110, 90, 156 in the US, 125. And there is 7 copies from 125 listed on Discogs now. And 2 more quick ones. Bringing it back to the VMP days.
Oh no! I thought you never had. Emily, we're still waiting for the call back. Emily, thank you. Bye.
This record actually used to go for a lot more at one point because I almost put it up for sale a while ago. But this is the Toots and the Maytals Sweet and Dandy that they did. This is limited to, I think, 1,000 maybe or 500. So last few sales on this, 190, 150, 200, 155. As high as like 250, 300 a few years ago. So I thought that was wild.
Follow-up question: how many copies do we think Storf is right now trying to sell on Discogs? Does anyone have a guess? Is that a joke only I get? Okay, I guess so.
Yes.
Crushed
And
it.
then one more quick last one. I don't buy 45s. I bought this on a whim when it came out. This Radiohead Spectre Burn the Witch from their Moonshaped Pool album. This was like a $15 45, 12 copies on Discogs, minimum 90, just sold for 115, 95, 80, and 133. So I was just shocked by all those. I was gonna go vintage, but new stuff is crazy.
I dig it. I dig it. All right. Well, Alex, bring us home, and then we'll conclude the power hour of the pod. Do you have anything to show us? If you don't, it's completely cool. But
no, I got some to show. Just relax.
My man. All right.
All right. Well, since you opened the door to some 90s alternative, and
Let's
you know,
go.
Buddy, you and I are both huge fans of this. I made a joke on this record earlier, but it's true. This was one of the first records I remember buying, and it was just like an Amazon thing. You know, it was just like, oh, $30. I guess I'll get it. The 2017 reissue of Satellites. I love this band. I love this record, but
sure.
You know, again, I was okay, cool. I think this has been out of print for a long time now, but it sort of fluctuated over the past month. I saw someone dropped a 400 bagger on this, and
hang on a second. Hold up. Wait a minute. Roll it back. 2017 reissue, because the original came from the tapes where then they were burned up in the fire. So this is either a backup copy or digital. But you're saying 2017 reissue, $4.
Somebody paid that a month ago. Somebody paid it a few days ago for 100.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, it's just you know
why it was in the shrink. Had a price sticker.
Oh, price sticker.
Yeah, I mean, that thing better have Adam Duritz's cream on it. But
is that double 45, that version?
This one, no, this is double 33. This was a longer record, anyway.
You know that's their best record, right?
Look, I mean, here's what's funny. My emotions are always tied to August, but this might be a stronger record.
Jason, let me answer. Like, if you're saying that, I'm going to ask you something. Is the fucking Shrek song on that record or not?
No.
Is it? That's the only song that I give a fuck
Accidentally
about.
in Love. No, I think that was on the next album, if I'm not mistaken.
So that record sucks shit. It's horrible.
That record, it does have what was it? It has Colorblind on it, which was huge in Cruel Intentions.
I only know 2 songs by them: the Shrek song and a horrible Johnny Mitchell cover they have.
Hey, Paradise, Purple Parking Lot.
Yeah.
So it sounds like what Starbucks sounded like in 2002.
Yeah.
Now, listen, the High Rand District Tom says, I think this is a shot at me, and I'll take it. Says no one should have all that much insight into Counting Crows master tapes. I read the article of the Universal Fires. Sue me. And then it became exactly what Alex said in the very, very open. Then you learn something and you start pulling back the fibers, and I knew I had to get an original because it was from the tapes.
I don't own it anymore, but I think I've said it here before, but Sex and Candy, that reissue.
Varsity Playground. Yeah, that one's another. Yeah, that's up in value too.
That one. Yeah, that's that. I sold it because it was like
it's over $100, isn't it?
No, it's more like 200 now.
Woof. Smoke.
And hey, buddy, I do have one more, and I know you're gonna dig this. I've not seen a lot of people show this. I am not a hip hop guy. Just put it out there. But there's one like hip hop group that I absolutely love, mostly because they're from Ohio.
NSYNC.
That's right. I didn't realize there's only one of these for sale. It's $200. This is Record Store Day 2020, maybe.
Hang on, can I guess? Bone Thugs. Yes. What's up?
Yeah.
Bone Thugs and Thrilling. It's going to blow up as much as it did. Now, I mean, granted, you know, this stuff's going to be a little bit more difficult to get in because you have so many Ohio nerds that want it too. But I had no idea until I just checked right now. I was like, There's one for sale for $200.
Oh, guess there's going to be another one on for sale for $200 after this show.
I love me some Bone Thugs, but
So-
you also got to pay the bills.
Well, agreed. And anytime you can level up, and you have to have a sacrificial lamb to get these Nick Drake originals, like I'm trying to do. I might have to sacrifice some rappers from Cleveland. I don't know.
Now, I will say too, I think this is actually why it's because on the hype sticker here, if we can see it.
There it is. It still has a hype sticker. Oh my gosh.
Well, it says splatter vinyl, right?
Okay.
So maybe this is just uber rare because.
Oh my! It's invisible splatter. Oh my gosh! Name your price. Invisible splatter. Unbelievable. We have
Pretty good.
$500.
Easy.
Do you take PayPal? Do you take PayPal?
Friends and family.
Wow. Unbelievable.
There you go.
Oh, Lavelle is here. He says the reissue is cut at 45 RPM. Interesting.
There's two different versions. There's a European and a US. The European's 45.
Got it. Good catch.
Yeah, but if it doesn't have the Shrek song, it's garbage. Yeah.
So you know what Jose's getting for Christmas? The Shrek song. I'm gonna make sure one way or another. It may be on a CD because CDs are back, but we're gonna make sure.
Yesterday I listened to a Christmas record. This is a L City Sound System. When they were going to split, they did a song. It was a Christmas song. So Christmas Will Break Your Heart, and I think it's a banger. And I play it sometimes.
He said LCD. I swear he said Owl City, and I was like, man, you going out with these fireflies?
No, it's L City Sound System. From
Christmas in July. There's nothing wrong with it, Bong Daddy. I appreciate it.
Is that rare or collectible?
Ooh.
Collectible. It gets like $100.
What?
Yeah. For a single-sided 45. At least it used to be. Maybe it's not anymore.
Wow. Well, guys, I think we've had a bountiful show.
Oh, look what I have.
Well, hang on. Oh, you got what is that, Jose? Selena. Oh, you got Selena. Look at you. Selena 45. Nice. All right, well, let's wrap this part up. The Power Hour is now officially over. I want to thank my guests. Stick around. We do this thing called the freestyle. It may not be so free, but it's definitely got style. I want to thank my guests. You know them. You love them. Better late than never. We call him John Bong. You might call him Jose Moreno around. Jose, thanks for joining us, sir.
Fuck Owl City, all right?
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's like the Die Hard death. He's like literally signing off and he's jumping off and he's doing the double.
Oh, Owl City sucks shit. I don't know.
Wow.
Oh, man.
And then the biggest Owl City fan I know, guest starring tonight is Alex Beer and Vinyl. Alex, appreciate you stopping by, sir.
Well, and you're welcome. I will say your Owl City trivia for the evening that the famed Taylor Swift song "Enchanted" from the great Speak Now record was about the cat from Owl City. So there you go.
The cat from Owl City? There's a cat in Owl City?
Sorry, there's an owl from Cat City. That's what I meant.
So much learnings you can only get here. Take that, Westman. And then the VC Villain is back. He's got a new record. I think we're going to talk about some of those records on the wall. Jason Rojas, always a pleasure.
Concert Buddy, thanks for having me on. Now I'm showing the Left Bank 2. This is one of the earliest records with Steven Tyler of Aerosmith shouting at the end of Bryant Hotel.
Look at this. This show has got so much trivia. I'm literally going to have to watch this back. I know I watch it back when I edit it, but I'm learning so much. But again, not a genuine record collector. A real record collector, the Groove Seeker, Chris. Thanks for muscling up and joining us for this presentation, sir.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And then I hope we haven't scared him off. I don't think so.
You sounded sad. You sounded sad, Chris.
But I don't think we've run him off yet. We'll see how the freestyle goes. But I want to thank Mr. Tube Landia himself with the best VC shirt. I told him, and I wear this thing more than if not. Jefferson, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Chance. It was great. Nice to see you guys.
All right. Now, you know what this means. It's Jose's favorite part of the program. high production value, guys. It's only going to get better. There's so many things in development right now. It's gonna blow your pants off.
What?
You get your cream jeans coming at you in Q3. Coming at you.
Your microphone sounded like a UHQR for a second there.
Well, listen, Ronger. It's a hell of a transition, but we're gonna go there. I probably should, and maybe we'll change the format of the show because we did have some breaking news. This is where I hit my breaking news sound effect. I'm just curious, straw poll. And since I'm in a group chat with most of these guys on the regular, I think I know where some of the opinions are going to land. But Jefferson, I'll start with you on this one. I'm sure, even though you said you've been kind of distanced from the online community of late, I think you heard when I made the number, I think you heard the UHQR announcement today, 2,750 copies of an Art Pepper record and the Sonny Rollins Out West record. Just curious your initial impression on the announcement itself.
Of the number, or just the UHQRs themselves?
Just of the titles as these, because there is a swelling, and we do have a friend of the show who is very upset that they've already announced a ship date for these titles, yet someone has already paid for their Marley 6 reissues and has no idea when they're going to ship. So there is some controversy out there, but I would be remiss if not bringing that up. But when you heard this announcement and these two particular titles, Jefferson, what was the first thing you thought of?
Well, I mean, yeah, not the first thing I'm going to be rushing out and buying.
Okay.
As far as not finishing the Marley, I mean, they kind of set that precedent with Steely Dan. There were a bunch of UHQRs that came in between the whole Steely Dan catalog being released. But I don't know. It seems weird. First of all, the Way Out West, they just did a craft one step of that. And then the Art Pepper, they did the craft stereo mono. One of them was Record Store Day.
Yes.
Those were both really, really good. $30, 33 RPM. So and let me say I love Chad. I've been a subscriber for like 15 years. These are automatic buys, but there are a few of these lately, like the Bill Evans UHQR. I mean, I just had the box set, and then these I'm probably going to pass on. But then that said, I bought all the Bob Marley's and the Ultra tapes. So I don't know. These just don't excite me that much. And I thought 2750 was weird.
Well, the first thing I thought of when I saw, first of all, I'm with you, Jefferson. These titles have been reissued. Kraft did this Out West box, I think, not too long ago.
Yeah.
The Art Pepper mono and stereo. I think I got one of each. So I also get that sometimes it's it's the flavor of the month too. So I'm trying not to rush to judgment, but I will say that I found it curious that the number of 2,750 that really felt to me like this may be some kind of contractual thing. Just because, or maybe they didn't want to. Maybe they didn't have a lot of confidence in making 3,000 or 5,000 based on the fact that they're recency bias, right? There's been some of these reissues already in the market, so that was the first thing I thought of. I have no inside baseball. I just saw the numbers and I was like, it's a curious number. These titles have already been in circulation a couple different times already.
Why even do those? Do these artists like it's like John Coltrane, he has like 80 records. They keep reaching the same 3. It's like, so I don't know Art Pepper personally,
Wait a second. That's why we have you on this show. You're our gateway to Art Pepper.
What? You don't?
No, I don't, but does he has other records? What is this shit? I only see that record mentioned. And I remember Record Store Day, and Mike put up a video. He was like hoarding the whole fucking catalog. He had you remember? It was crazy.
Yeah,
it was like 400 copies, some shit like that. 500 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but funny you mention that because he pimped that record out like it was going to be the hot item that year. And you can still buy them brand new for $20 right now.
I don't know. Mm-hmm. He was like literally just like
Scrooge McDuck.
Latter-day
He
Saints
was
type
sliding on a
story.
mountain of
Oh,
records
man.
down the warehouse of the in-group. I do remember that one.
Yeah, you remember that video? He was like, "Hey, here's the golden plates from the Book of Mormon." Like, I can't believe it. It was true, you know. So I thought it was bizarre.
I do want to say though, I did like the video, the presentation. The guy who they called, and I apologize, I didn't catch his name, but they called him Record Hound. So I guess that is a new term as a collector or a whatever. But he gave a nice little history of the label and good production value. So I don't feel like I wasted my time watching the announcement video. The payoff was kind of like I think, do I have a sound effect for that? You're damn right I have a sound effect for that. I felt it was So,
yeah,
but also, I mean, as somebody, and I've said this on the show before, up until the last couple Steely Dans, I was all in. I had all the UHQRs. I was completing them, and even like you said, Jefferson, the Bill Evans didn't do anything for me, but I'm like, I don't mind it, and that's really, I don't know if that's a good way for me to be as a record collector anymore. I don't mind it, don't really have a place for me, and I'm with you.
Yeah.
With these, I don't mind it, but I don't need it either. Groove Seeker, you are a Tone Poet Society member. You are.
Yes.
I think you get Christmas cards from the warehouse folks in Salina.
I do.
What did you think when you heard these titles, this announcement, this way?
I have a ton of UHQRs. I think I have everything except the Hendrix and the Jethro, the first Hendrix and the Jethro Tull. I stopped at the Bill Evans because they did OJCs of them that are awesome. I love that Way Out West record, but Kraft has done 2 box sets. They did a deluxe, and then they did the one with the outtakes. They just reissued it for $40 in the Contemporary series, and obviously Art Pepper we spoke about.
Chris, I'm sorry, we've got breaking news. Man on the street, Dana Kimbowitz is here. We've got breaking news. The Art Pepper has been canceled. Thrillington will be the next UHQR. Thrillington.
Kimbo,
live.
who's the mastering engineer? Please tell.
It is Louis Guacamole. I think Louis Guacamole is the new voice of Injury.
I want to say that I got this for $75 on Amazon. I still have.
Oh no! Oh, I'm silent.
Oh shit,
Jose, I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button. I didn't want. I thought you were being too controversial. Sorry.
No, I got this for $25 here on Amazon, and
this is the White Stripes UHQR.
Yeah, nobody wants this shit in Latin America. Like nobody wants this shit. So fucking hard to get any motherfucker to give me $75 worth of records for this. So now that I have your attention, a quick shout out, not shout out, but one of my all-time favorites, Mr. Robert Wilson, died today.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Beauty of Einstein on the Beach with Philip Glass. So I just want to say that in this show that he died.
Great Counting Crow song, by the way.
Yeah, didn't he do the Black Rider also? Jose?
Yes.
The Black Rider?
Yes.
With Tom Waits did the play of.
Yes, and also there's David Byrne play that he did. It's the knee play. Today's in a special occasion. You never heard that? It's a very cheap record. David Byrne did. It's only brass instruments and him, and there's like origami type movement of people. There's a beautiful CD of it.
Okay.
But yes. If more than one human being knew that guy. So, and this is like 4 hours long. How long is it? Like 5 hours long. I don't remember. Yes, but all right, there you go.
Love it. Now, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, there was one other angle on this announcement too. I think it's a Bernie project, and Bernie's done contemporary from the start. So maybe he's just trying to outdo himself on all these versions. But I thought it was
it was his first job.
It was his first job, yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. So I was pretty disappointed because, to Jose's point, like you guys know I'm a big jazz head, and it's like, how many freaking times are we gonna put these records out?
But why would you want to keep buying it? Like Like I understand you.
I'm
like
not.
the record.
I'm not gonna buy it.
No. I know you.
I didn't buy the Bill Evans either.
Yeah, but what's the like? For example, I love ballads by John Coltrane. I have one. I used to have an original mono, sold it, got a reissue. I like playing it. I don't give a fuck about owning like another copy of that. It's just like, you know, it's just who wants to buy like the same record if it's not like extremely scarce record.
They got the number right. They got this number right. Those will sell out, and it'll be 2,700 people that really want it.
Even Electric Recording Company did a copy that everybody.
Oh, that's right.
So everybody did that shit already. I think ballots were not.
But right, Alex has a prop. Alex, you have a prop. What are you going to show us?
I was thinking about that because this was the other one. The pepper and the ones. Now this is part obviously the contemporary like craft series, all that good stuff. I remember buying this because it was maybe 6 to 8 months ago that Craft was having a buy one get one.
Right.
On their website.
Yeah.
So this came out to $14.
And that's Analog Productions as well. It has a sticker on it. Look.
Oh, they pressed it.
Yeah.
QRP print. Yeah.
So it's like if you're at your birthday party, and when you're eating cake, the guy say like, "Hey, surprise, happy birthday," and you're like, "I'm already here, motherfucker."
I think I'm in the same boat as Jefferson, right? Jefferson's been buying it for 15 years. I'm like 8 to 10 with them, and I love them. I buy their stuff all the time, but I'm like burnt out. I'm like, what? Like it's actually disappointing to a loyal customer.
Again, look, it's very simple. I know Chad doesn't like Pharaoh Sanders. He just needs. He could do like one of those shits. He could do like 10,000. It'll sell out better than Steely Dan. He could do any Alice Coltrane, the shittiest Alice Coltrane record, and he would still. No, he could do any Alice Coltrane. There's no shitty Alice Coltrane.
Hey, I do want to follow up with what you said there, Chris, because I do think I'm with you. Like I was all in, and even like we said earlier, the Bill Evans, I still drank the Kool-Aid just because I was already going for the full series. I just kind of shake my head on some of the choices though, because I think that when they did the White Stripes, I know Jose took a giant shit on it. I actually was like, cool, something for me, right? Like I know I'm not the typical, and I know the guy in the video did again, excellent job. He said, this is probably not for some people. This is probably too expensive for some people. And, and that's fair game. And that's true. Like how people want to spend their money. I'm not trying to sway you one way or another, but just throw us a crumb. Like when you're doing a high level series, a high collector, high quality series, and you're not in the same series, you're doing I'm bringing up Miles Davis, Jose's favorite record, Kind of Blue. Yeah. In the same UHQR series, you want us to spend $150 on a 33 and a 45. Now that, like, I just, those kind of choices, these kind of curation choices.
Again,
just throw us a bone once in a while of something completely off the wall, like Jose said.
I have the two original Marley UHQRs they did, and I like them. I play them, but now they did the same ones on 45, the other ones on 33. Why didn't they do like the first Bob Marley and the Waylays record or whatever? It's just a bizarre behavior. I don't know who works there, and he's just like, what the fuck are we gonna do? And then he remembers like 6 months ago some record came out, and he knows everybody's old as fuck, so they don't remember a month ago. And they're like, hey, you know what record we should put out? Heart Pepper. Who the fuck is that, right? And then they just bring it out, and they're like, oh, we can do this, right? So I don't know. It's just.
But let's be clear on something, and this isn't directed at Jose. It's directed at all of us. We're never going to be happy with what they do.
Sure. It's great. It's great fodder.
They go out on the limb in the 75 Atlantic series, and like they do some cool titles, maybe more towards our age group, and everybody's like, who the fuck's going to pay $60? It's like no one's ever said, just don't buy the shit.
But I'll tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
The only two people that have stake in this, well, three.
I'll tell you this.
Jefferson buys the stuff. I buy the stuff, and Shane's used to. It's like we're the target or former target market of this. We're the ones that should be most up in arms. And like it is like I'm just not going to buy it this time. Then
I was willing to sit through the entire. I was willing to sit through the entire Steely Dan catalog. I was. and then I had to jump off. I'm sorry, Jeff, and I cut you off. What were you gonna say?
No. Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, like, that's why I go back. Similar point, like Jose was saying, throw us a crumb, throw us a bone once in a while, just to mix it up, right? And again, I think the Marley stuff, okay, cool, but then you literally had a title earlier in the series. I think the first was 33. Now they're 45, or vice versa.
Yeah. Right.
Point being, it's what I was saying earlier. I don't want two of the same. You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to be a 45 versus 33 guy. I'm just saying, pick a lane and stick with it. And if you want them to be 45, I'm down.
And
But
let me tell you
to force a completist or a loyalist to the brand to buy both, I was just like, come on, man. Like, just do it twice. They did it with Kind of Blue. Maybe it's the last of the tapes. I can stomach that. Now you're doing it again on this Marley stuff. I was like, yo, I need to get off the ride for a while. So
I that's completely fair, Chance, and I hear what you're saying. In Bob Marley's defense, I will say the 45 versus the 33, there's a lot of low end that's there that you weren't getting before.
Well,
and
why the fuck
and if there's any
that first and that's it? If they knew that was going to be the better one, they have a press implant. They can press the fuck out of those test pressings and listen and be like, hey, you know what? I heard both of them, but let's give these motherfuckers this.
And if I could finish further,
let our guests finish.
No. I'm just saying, and the 33 versus the 45, it may be subtle, but when you put the tape on, the tape is phenomenal, and there's so much.
It's a different format altogether. So
I'm just saying, yes, it is what it is, but each version of that Exodus, let's just say, brings something better to the table. Not that. So that's the only comment. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that each one of those editions brought something new to the table.
Yeah, I think you can appeal to the people who want to get it in the different varieties. Like, it's not a one size fits all. With you on that.
No,
I just wish for the signature UHQR with the boxes, and I'm not even going to talk about switching the boxes, and because that's just some nonsense. That's a cost savings, and you cannot shine up a turd and put lipstick on a pig and tell me that this box is better than the wood dowel one. Even in the video, when you go to the video that came out today, they're panning the shelf, and then you get to the end of the shelf and they've got the new boxes. It's just weak sauce. I got to be honest. I'm sorry.
No, but
here's the sick part. Here's the sick part. They keep doing it, and people keep buying it.
Agreed.
Yeah, right. Less the Steely Dan stuff. That was a little crazy.
That stuff's
forecasting was a little
for a while. Yeah, that was probably a contract. They probably had to eat all that just to get the good titles. Yeah,
and the height of coming out of that supply and demand issue out of COVID, they're probably like,
I've said it before. If it's a contract thing, get a better fucking lawyer or get a better representative to give a better contract. Because if the only contract you're doing is selling the same record 2 years later at 45, that's not a good deal.
How good of a negotiator do you have to be to get the tapes of Kind of Blue one last time, or to get the all analog tapes from the Marley estate? How good of a negotiator do you have to be?
I don't actually know, because if they digitalized all those things at one point and they had to pay for it, I'll give you an example. There's a lot of soundtrack labels that what they do is like they all of them pay for the restoration, master, or digital transfer, and then they all release different color variants, different covers or whatever. So that in that point I understand at the same time, but at the same time they did they do normal ones, and then they do the UHQR. So it doesn't really, I don't really think it's about that. They did Jimi Hendrix at first. What did they 2,000 copies of that? 2,500 copies?
1,500. I think it's
1,500 fucking copies.
750 mono and stereo. Yeah.
So I don't know if Kind of Blue is more expensive than Jimi Hendrix, but what I'm saying is it depends on what deal you're trying to do. If the deal is also about how nobody else could release it for 10 years on all analog signal, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, why would you want to release the same record another company already did, you already did. If that record that they just showed, the Go West, what is it?
Way Out West.
Way Out West.
Way Out West. How much was that? $30? Is it all analog?
Well, this was only $14.
Well, yeah, 14. Alex got a good deal. He's my man, coupon man.
So
Did I mention I got
me-
that for $14?
So tell me how much if it was 14 at the store, it probably cost them like $5, $6 to make it.
7, yeah.
So what I'm saying, it doesn't add up that you tell me it's very expensive to pay for the thing, because it doesn't matter how much you want. If you do it directly with big bands, you don't do it directly from a band, you do it from a label. And they're not like, like if you have money, it's not going to be more than $200, $300. And if the Steely Dan were 1 million each, again, you could have a better deal, maybe give them some copies for their store or something. But
I'd be remiss not to cut you off, Jose, but we got to give the mic to probably the first person to pre-order these this morning when the announcement came out. Jason Rojas, on a scale of 1 to 15, how excited for this announcement?
Are you ready? Are you ready for my response?
Yeah. I'll make it big because I was saving you.
Okay, so here it is. Winter is coming. Okay, there we are. When you're cold and you need to stay warm, I bet you those UHQR is going to keep you warm.
I finally did it. I found something that Jason and Mazzy can agree on. Burn the boxes.
No, but for real, it's like
the great uniter.
And I'll tell you something. It's like, he can release anything he wants. It's his label. Yeah, cool. What I'm saying is most people here are obsessed with buying anything he releases.
Sure.
So if when you have that responsibility of like people always following you, it doesn't matter where it leads, like I don't know what the name in English is, the guy that play the flute, the kids.
Pied Piper, not the vinyl Piper, the Pied Piper.
Ian Anderson.
Vinyl Piper.
Vinyl Piper will lead you to the record store and then close the door in your face so he can get first dibs at the record. That's Vinyl Piper.
But he'll make a video about it.
He'll make a video.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is just if you have people that follow you constantly, nobody's putting a gun to their heads. I know, but like everybody just like gets the emails and like, oh fuck, I have to buy this, and they do. Even if they fucking hate Steely Dan, everybody bought that shit, because the FOMO, I think FOMO is fading away from the old analog heavens.
Well, I did see. It's funny you said that. I did see, and I don't know. I didn't stress test it or proof it, but I did see an article on the internet, and anything on the internet's accurate and true.
By definition.
By definition, right. Sales are down 6% year over year in vinyl. I don't know who took it, again, whether or not it's true or not. So to Jose's point, maybe the thing we've been talking about for a while, based on some of these curation choices, some of the price point issues, the fatigue is maybe setting in. So Alex, go to you. I don't think you're going to buy these UHQRs, but as somebody who already has a sublime $14 copy, do you appreciate what they're trying to do, or do you think this is just it's not a one size fits all situation?
Well, I think too. Also, it's important to say, somebody mentioned it in the comments a little while ago, but it's not like, in fairness, it's not like Chad saw that Kraft did a box set of Way Out West.
They're probably not
You don't know that. He probably was like, "We're gonna do better, right?"
They're competitive. These guys are competitive.
I'm sure the initial contract or whatever was signed years ago, right?
Of course, these deals are years in the making. You're right.
But I do think I'm in my chats too, where it's like every time, and to be fair too, it's not just. Things like UHQR, MoFi, the one steps. It's got the additional stuff to it because they're $125, whatever, $150. But I've also just gotten audiophile fatigue with a lot of the same type of we're seeing the cars all over the place across the board now. Every car, shake it up. Got to get the audiophile treatment. everything's the best until the next one, right? And so we were sold for years, buddy, that you are not going to do better than the Rumors double 45. What happens when Rhino Hi-Fi does it? Now we all got to goop.
Are we breaking news? Do we have? Is this a Rhino exclusive? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But also, and this is the last thing I'll say. To your other point, two things I'll say. A, I really do hope that them doing, specifically looking at Rhino, that the success of those Black Sabbath records, I hope, kicked something into gear. But then at the same time, you can still get the numbered copy of Love It to Death. And so, not saying that Black Sabbath and Alice Cooper are the same, but looking at that sort of like hard rock, different kind of genre sort of thing going on, I think is, kind of important. But I hope they do start doing that. But also, there's a reason that they're going to do another audiophile version of Fleetwood Mac's self-titled 75 or Rumors or something like that. Because guess what? As much as you, buddy, love Penguin, they're not going to do a Rhino Hi-Fi of Fleetwood Mac's Penguin. They're probably not going to do it.
But that's
to ruin my night. Thanks, Alex.
That's exactly the thing. It's like if I go to a restaurant and they have fries for $3, a Coke for $1, and the whole fucking menu is $100 steaks, I'm like, well, I have to order that, I guess. So it's like, why don't they just because they were sort of starting to do it, like all analog $30 records. Because you can shit on all you want for MoFi, but when they do a $39 record, I still think, hey, at least it's cheap. But
wait a second, Jose. But Jose, sorry to cut you off, but they do all these series for $40. They do Bluesville. They just released the Chess. They do all the whole Hendrix catalog is $25.
And that's amazing. And that's amazing. But you know what? I mean. They do it on the titles. They know for a fact nobody's gonna give a flying fuck.
I disagree. Here's where I disagree. I think Chad said it. I'm giving him credit. He said this a long time ago. It's his company. He makes what he wants. He can do that. I mean, respect. Right? I don't have to like it. I don't have to agree with it. But I think at the end of the day, like, we can challenge it and be like, because he's even said the Stone Temple Pilots blew his mind. It sold out so fast. The original, core. You would think that would, and maybe it has. Maybe there's deals that are going to take 18 to 36 months to come to fruition. Hopefully that's the case. But I think what's that saying? The buck stops here. I think that's the answer is Chad makes them because he wants to make them, and that's what he wants on the shelf. And
of course, but remember, he has a very tight community that it doesn't matter what they release. If he releases a record nobody's ever really heard before, they're gonna buy it. There's to that. So that's my problem. It's just the fact that most audiophile people, the famous Alan Parsons or whoever the fuck said the quote, but most people, they just want to. Yeah, no, it's probably more, but
I lost count. I gotta be honest.
But when you have a great equipment, you really don't care what type of music you're playing. Basically,
I do want to give a shout out to the Rev because he does make a good point. The Rev is here. He's going to hit us. He's going to baptize us with truth. He says the vast majority of the people who buy these things aren't on YouTube.
Accurate. Yeah, of course.
Accurate. Of course, brother. Preach.
But of course, but you know what? I think by now, even if they have very limited internet connections, if they see that it's the same record again and again, if they do another Bill Evans UHQR or box set or whatever the fuck it is, the MASH theme on 45 single 7-inch signed by someone that knew him.
The Dan Fogelberg Survivors audio
with DVD of the movie.
Well, I just want to say, like, it makes me like, again, when this sort of thing happens, it's like, it's very different because even if the MoFi reissues are not the better ones lately, the titles have been better.
They're trying. They're trying. I give them credit.
Trying. Give them credit. And also, if it's very easy. Look, the equation should be very easy. If a record is out of print or hard to get, and you can give someone a quality reissue, that's when a reissue should happen. Nobody wants another version of Tango and Night or whatever the fuck. But it's just like Vinyl Me Please did it like 4 months before the Titanic sank. Who's looking at that catalog and just like, hey, now this guy's finished fucking it. Like,
Hey, listen, Jose, we agreed on this last show a couple of weeks ago. That 49th anniversary of Fleetwood Mac self-titled is hard. It's going to be hard to top with this 50th. It just is. It's just numbers. It's just math. But Vinyl Me Please, 49th for the win. Yes, Alex.
I heard they left it in the air so they could breathe.
Oh, it fermented. It fermented. Yeah. Yes.
I want to say too. I don't want people to think. I mean, nobody cares what I say. But my point is, we're not picking on acoustic sounds or analog productions or chat or anybody else. Everybody's kind of doing this. You'll appreciate this. I was going through a whole bunch of stuff I got to throw up for sale, and we all had this phase. But
what day is your YouTube auction, Alex? Can you give us the wins and winners?
You're hosting. I'm not to one, but I don't even know. I do remember paying $100 for this thing a couple years ago, brand new, plus whatever it was, $10 or $12 shipped. I've seen this on sale everywhere. I don't even know I didn't even look up what it's worth. Maybe $60-$70. I have no idea. But it was the craft one step of relaxing. I mean, it's at least it's a different miles record, but the Prestige series obviously through AP is amazing. They were doing that. Yep. And so, here's another one. But I was sitting there, and I think this was when one of the first ones they did was Lush Life, and that blew up. Mm. That was like super popular, sold out really quickly.
And then you had the Yusef Lateef album for the second one. That series started off, Eastern Sounds. That started off so nice, and then they started going to Common Town.
Can you highlight the Rev's comment?
Oh, the Rev is still preaching at the pulpit. He said that thing is shit. LOL.
Question for the panel: Are we really upset about the UHQRs, or are we triggered by the Wishbone Ash announcement? I think that's really the core of it.
Whoa! Don't even come from Wishbone Ash.
Don't you be talking shit about Wishbone Ash? I will.
We've been needing a decent copy of Argus.
Man. If it wasn't double 45, I might do that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll say this.
It was a double album originally, wasn't it?
No,
it's a single.
Do you think they would sell more if they just started releasing 33 RPM all analog, and they did 10,000 than if they did 5,000 UHQR clear vinyl, whatever that shit is? Sounds.
I think they're doing both.
No, but it's like, look, it's like you can't just like inside of a McDonald's put a Burger King, it's just like it just doesn't make any sense. It's like if I'm already buying this.
Okay, but I have a question for the smarter people, which is literally everybody who's here right now and in the chat.
Is that Olaf in the background, by the way?
My minimal terrible understanding of most things in life, but especially this market and everything, was that there are vastly different licensing contracts, all that stuff.
Sure.
Like essentially something that's a 33 is a different SKU entirely as an item for licensing and all that than something that's a 45. So that's when they were like, again, everything's the best until they do another one that's the best, right? So when they did the UHQR of Kinda Blue 33, it was the greatest thing since pre-sliced bread until 3 months later where they were like, here's the 45 of it. And everybody's like, well, why would they do that if they only have 35? But my understanding is that is a complete, that is an economic choice based on the amount that they have to pay for the licensing to do that at a different rate or whatever the contract says than it would be at 33.
I just wish, to that point, if they make a contract for both 33 and 45, just announce it at the same time. Like that's the fairest piece, you know what I'm saying? Because
you know what?
Because some people like some things and other people like other things, and that's no judgment. Some people are like 45 RPM, it's science, it sounds better. Cool, I can agree with that sometimes. Some people like Mazzy, 33 RPM, I don't want to keep changing the thing over and over again. I can respect that too. But as an end consumer, to Alex's point, if you're making the deal, because they're not doing one deal and then coming back 3 weeks later and doing the 45 RPM deal. They're doing the deal at the same time. It may be different variances and intangibles. Announce it to the marketplace at the same time, please.
But you know what? And it would probably make more financial sense to them because they would be earning money for both of them at the same time. And some people would buy both at the same time, you know.
Sure.
But again, it's like if you had a friend and hey, here's my friend I wanted to, and they're like, oh, she's pretty, and then 1 year later, here's her cussing, and you're like, oh fuck, that's what I wanted. So you don't know what the fuck you're getting with.
There's nothing worse than Jose. There's nothing worse than dating a girl and then you meet her hot sister. I'm just saying, I've been there.
But that's what happens here because it's like they don't talk about it. No, it's like a secret. It's like you won't believe what we just did. Remember that shit you bought last year? It's garbage. Now we got the better one here.
But all that's
Let's flip it.
That's intentional, though, right? I mean, like
it's very intentional.
It doesn't make any financial sense because if they release it at the same time, some people would buy both immediately, and some people would be like, the majority would be like, I want 45, I want 33,
sure.
And you could have a better contract where you could be like, we're gonna do 2,500 of 33 and 2,500 of the 45 instead of having 10,000 UHQRs that's sitting somewhere in Kansas,
But here, I'm gonna follow up real quick. They have to have some degree, and Jefferson will probably support this one. Data has to back up some of these choices. You have to know more people buy either the 45 or the 33 consistently. Yeah, maybe there's some varying data points based on titles and release calendars and all that stuff. But for the most part, if you've been doing this a long time or a long enough time, you should have some understanding of what will probably sell more than you can. If you have a buyer, if you have a negotiator, whatever. The fact that I don't get that sense, not just AP, anybody, they don't really give the sense because there's more of these and more of that. Like I don't know. Jefferson, do you agree with me on the date? There should be more data driven in some of these decisions.
Well, I think a lot of it is data driven, Chance. But the other thing that we're not talking about is that you don't negotiate a release deal in like 3 weeks and then I mean, when you say data driven, I think of like, okay, let's respond to some recent market trend, right? But like Steve Hoffman was saying last night, they negotiated a deal with, and it escapes me which album it was. It might have been one of the Fleetwood Macs that he did of Audio Fidelity, but they started the negotiations, and then it finished up 5 years later, and there was a whole different set of executives at the record company by the time they'd finished it. So I don't know. I think a lot of times I know people are trying to get tapes done, and they'll go all over. They're waving $1 million, and it's like, well, we want to release this. We'll pay for everything. Just give us the masters, give us the permission, and they're like, oh, you need to talk to the 45 guy, and then the record company go, no, you need to talk to the release, the archive person, and they'll get the runaround, and they're throwing money trying to get these things released, and they can't even get the right answer in a year of where to negotiate, let alone negotiate the deal. And so I think that, with the new UHQRs, maybe they had something left over in the license or something, but a lot of times these deals just can't get negotiated that quickly.
But that's where I'm going too, Jefferson. Like we're not looking at the other side of the equation. If Chad's presenting himself as the lone person with the capital to do these projects, don't you think the record labels have caught on to that?
No, but also
these aren't record label executives. Just newsflash for everybody. They're accountants. They're accountants that turn over every 4 years once they get cross trained in a different silo of the company.
Chris.
So they're looking at this and saying, "You're coming to me. I'm flipping this back on you. This is what we expect." And he's trying to get the deal done. He's negotiating. That's the best negotiation he can do. So if that's what it causes, that's what it causes.
Look, but it has to be also something way more simple than they led us to believe. Because if you had an actual contract, I'm working on a record that I'm going to release in 3 months that I've worked for 2 fucking years. I know that sometimes stuff takes time. I know that, I've had an artist passed away where we were working. Stuff happens. Like I know
Jose,
that.
is this the Miley Cyrus covers Aerosmith
Yes.
album? Okay,
But what I want to say is that I know it takes time, but if you had a contract to release a record, the clause on the record should not say, but meantime, any other company can have a go at it. That's a horrible contract. If you have a contract that it's taken 3-4 years to get a record release, if you still have, I don't believe that, because it would mean that your contract is basically shit. It's like anybody can press it while you're waiting 4 or 5 years to do whatever you want. So that doesn't make any sense. So if that's the case, I don't believe it. If the other case is like, oh yeah, we have a little more time to do whatever we want with this pressing, why go to the UHQR if they could, my experience, the first UHQR I ever bought was the Yetro Tool Aqualung. Sounded like shit. They sent me 3 complete different copies, and they all sounded like ass. The last time I just sold it, I was like, all right, fuck this shit. And I just prefer how normal. I like that record, by the way. So that was why I disappointed, because I liked that record. That time was like $100. I think it was the price for those records back then, or $125. I don't remember. But what I'm saying is, if you had a contract for releasing something and it's taking you 4 years and everybody can go at it during that time, that's a horrible contract. And just because you have a little more time, it doesn't mean that immediately you have to put it on the more expensive tier you have on your, if somebody tells you, hey, I have 1,000 pounds of cheese sitting in my garage, oh, let's do Wagyu beef hamburgers. No, right? You'd be like, let's do whatever.
I just love the fact you keep tying us back to food analogies, and I'm getting a little hungry, so I appreciate it. Well, we're running up on time, but I did want to, let's jump off this topic real quick. Let's end it on a high note or a goodbye note. And I don't know if this would have been a good full-on topic, but I had this goofy idea of great names in music, either a band or an actual artist. You don't. It doesn't have to be show and tell if you got something cool. But I mean, to me, it starts and ends with the immortal Kip Winger, and I'm not even talking about the spinning heel kicks. I'm just saying the blue eyes, the shadow beard before George Michael adopted it. And when your name is Kip Winger, you have to be great at something, and he was great at music. So let's just go around to Deus once. It can be a band, it can be a name. Groove Seeker, give me one.
What was the question?
Just a like amazing name.
Oh.
And a band, an artist. Like Jose, I'm gonna go take them Butthole Surfers. You're probably gonna say Butthole Surfers.
No, but
okay, but that's the idea. So Chris, let's bring it home.
I got a few, but I'm just gonna go with Al Green's guitar player, Teeny Hodges.
Teeny Hodges, excellent. I like it. We may bring this one back. This is just how we close the show. Jefferson, what's a great name that you can just think of off the top, and how is it not Thelonious Monk?
Okay, well, you got it. I don't know. I like this one because it's a kind of a double 2-for-1. You got where is it? Throbbing Gristle.
Ooh, Throbbing Gristle. I like it.
And then 20 Jazz Funk Greats, which, if you know this band, it's like, quintessential proto industrial music. So it's not jazz funk by any means.
No, it is industrial music. It is. The label was called industrial music.
Yeah, I think this is like considered one of the first or the early examples of industrial. But anyway, 2 for Throbbing Gristle, 20 Jazz Funk Greats.
Beautiful. I like it. Jose, do you understand this?
Well, I was also going to show Throbbing Gristle. So,
okay.
No, great minds think alike.
Sorry, dude.
No, don't worry. This is the reunion show from 2004. What a day! That's a beautiful song from this record. I was also going to show Soft Machine.
Okay.
Steely Dan from the same book. Soft Machine. Right?
No, we were trying to get through the show without Steely.
Hey, Steely Dan from Soft Machine by Willem S. Burroughs. Related to Throbbing Gristle, so it's a trifecta of dildo naming records.
Well, Jose, I'm a little surprised because another one I found online is everyone's favorite band, Goblin Cock. Goblin Cock. Is that did that one not make your list?
Well, there's anal C word. That's
Oh
also
yeah, we can't do. Yeah, we gotta draw.
Hey, I didn't say it. I had my
Attaboy,
limits.
attaboy.
You know,
Attaboy.
these are actual not band names, but people in bands. Two things. A, I always just thought it was great that his name actually is Rivers Cuomo. That's not like a moniker. Like that is his name. And then second, this is not a band that I'm a fan of at all. But when I heard they're like, you know what the lead singer's name is? I'm like, there's no way. But it's the band The Used.
Yeah.
And their actual lead singer's name is Burt McCracken. Like birth name. And I will never be able to forget that. The singer of The Used, which is like this, mid 2000s kind of screamo situation.
Yeah.
Their singer's name's Burt McCracken.
All right.
Gigi Allen's real name, Jesus Christ Allen.
Oh no! It always comes back to Gigi Allen with the bonger. Always. All right, Rojas, you got one to bring us home.
There's this duo, that came out in a record, I think 73, 74.
Oh no.
So you know what I'm saying. I'm not sure. This is not a promo. I'll disclose that I did not get this for free. Okay.
No, we were doing so good.
We almost made it through the whole show.
We almost did. Well, boys, I think it was a violent opposition of opinions, and anytime we can crack some laughs, not take this all too seriously. Hang on, I think I'm gonna have to take Jason off. That looks like nudity on the cover. Can I hide the gratuitous nudity? But I want to thank my guests. First of all, I want to thank first timer, hopefully a repeat offender down the road, Jefferson. Tube Landia's the channel. Jefferson, great showing, sir.
Thank you. Really great to be here. Thank you.
Groove Seeker Chris, the most baritone man I know. Appreciate you showing up. Oh, I already did it. We can just sign off. I'm just wasting time. Anyway, Alex, thanks for guest popping in. I think third time.
So who knows?
We have a door prize after 5. It's like SNL. You get like a smoking jacket and a pipe. So I just need to write it down. Anyway, thank you, gallery. Appreciate you. Hit that like button. Hit that dislike button. All the Bleach boys. Appreciate you. And you know how we close the show? This is how we know the show is officially over when I hit this one.